Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your World Cup watch-along for Argentina against Egypt. It's Messi against Salah. It's a big game. I hope you're all excited. I'll tell you what, I was saying this afternoon and people were saying, oh, he's just a PR merchant for this World Cup. He must be on money for it. I'm not bloody Thogden. I ain't getting paid to go around pretending to support other countries and stuff like that. I'm just a football fan loving this World Cup. And what I said was that the thing I love about this World Cup is that it almost encapsulates the vibe of many different World Cups. So like a 5 o'clock kickoff now, to me, reminds me of getting home from school in Italia 90. An evening kickoff reminds me of France 98. The early morning kickoffs remind me of USA 94. So I'm just saying, I like the World Cup. I think it's got a bit of something for everybody and a bit of something for all of us if you want to put the hours in. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. Hopefully this game will be decent. I've got my bet builder. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Bit of a weird one. Last two games today before the quarterfinals, and tomorrow is a day off. And then it's one game a day for this amazing World Cup. But look at this stadium. Absolutely incredible stadium, this. Under the roof in LA. I think we're in LA, aren't we? We're in LA. We're in London, aren't we? I think we're in LA. No, we're in Atlanta. Sorry. We're in Vancouver for Switzerland, Colombia, which I think people are sleeping on Switzerland, Colombia. I really do. I think some people are really not appreciating that in this tournament of dark horses, where we've seen the likes of Norway knock out Brazil, it would not surprise me in the slightest if Colombia or Switzerland got through and knocked out Argentina. I don't think Argentina are all that. I mean, I think they're capable of getting to the final. I think a lot of people are saying, well, it'll be a final between Argentina and France. And, you know, maybe that's not a bad shout, but I'm hoping it won't be. And from what I've seen of Argentina so far, beyond Messi, I think you can get at them. If you can keep Messi quiet, you can get at Argentina. And it will be interesting to see if Egypt can do that tonight. It really will. How you feeling, Mark? You know what? I don't know whether it's because I know there's not an early morning kickoff until Saturday now, or Sunday night, Saturday night. I did actually only have about 3 hours sleep last night. And I was up again at 8. I went to bed. What time did we finish last night? About 3. Couldn't get off. Woke up at about 7. So I only had about 3 hours sleep. I haven't had a sleep in the afternoon. Just going to go through till about 11, and then we go again, don't we? So I tell you what, the stream last night was brilliant. Actually, there was some the stories about the shark and the spider. I can't even remember what the spider story was. I was relating it to something. I was relating it to football in some sense, but I was thinking about it today. I can't remember. That's the thing about lack of sleep. Your memory is terrible. You're not sharp. You're like Timo Werner in front of goal, and wasteful. And I was talking about the tarantula hawk, but I was comparing it to football. Basically, I was saying, like, in life, sometimes taking the opportunity isn't a good idea. Basically, a black widow spider will have sex with a male black widow spider and then eat it. And I was saying, if you were that male black widow spider and you just watch your mate get eaten, would you have a dabble as well? You know, would you let certain parts of your body rule your head? But I can't remember the context of it. Maybe there wasn't. And then we were talking about if I was a shark in a bad mood, I'd just go and bite someone for the hell of it. What are your 3 favourite stadiums you've seen in the World Cup, says Flores? I want to see people say this. Someone said you can't say that. If I'm a hypothetical great white shark and I'm in a bad mood, right, and I've just seen Sean the shark get, you know, hunted by the humans, I'm having a swim to California and having a little nibble. I don't care whether we don't like the taste of human beings. I did it to be an arse, basically. I didn't do it because I was hungry. I did it because I wanted to. Hashtag deal with it, you know? What are your 3 favourite stadiums you've seen in this World Cup? You know what? People do try to justify the animal kingdom like they're meant to be walking around happy. What if you're a shark and you wake up in the morning, the kids have been nagging you, you've had no sleep, you're in a bad mood, you go for a swim, and then you just see a human being showing off, and you think, you know what? You can have a bad day as well. Right, we're ready to go here. Basically, don't let me come back as a shark. Mamouche has been benched. Yeah, I mean, look, we saw Belgium make some very smart moves around their recruitment. Their selection last night. They absolutely battered the USA. We'll go through the teams in a minute. I'll tell you my bet builder as well, but Argentina will be big favourites in this game. So what's a bet builder, Mark? You might ask. If you don't know by now, bet builder is where you put a load of things together in one bet. They all have to happen, but if they do, you've got big odds. This bet I've got gives me odds of 50 to 1. And it's not even boosted. 50 to 1. So a £5 bet would give me 250 quid. Argentina to win. Messi to score at any time. Over 2.5 goals. Salah to have over 2.5 shots. Both teams to score. Doesn't even sound like it's that hard to achieve. Remember, with Ball Sports as well, they've got some quiz questions for you throughout these games. And throughout the tournament, we'll give you some World Cup teasers just for fun. First question is, Switzerland's Granit Xhaka has completed 63 line-breaking passes at this World Cup. He's the joint most of any midfielder alongside who? Oh, God. Who's collecting line passes as stats? So somebody's been back to 1966 and checked everybody's stats there, have they? I mean, come on. Assists, goals, clean sheets, fine. All-time line breaking the line passes. I'm out. But I'll tell you the answer. Don't forget, with Ball Sports, 18 plus. Let me know what you think about my bet builder. If you're going to put one on yourself, get one in the comments. UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and via the QR code. Argentina have started off very, very well here. Remember, they were the victim of Paraguay. No, they weren't. That was France. Argentina, last game. I forget. It was Cape Verde, wasn't it? Yeah. Remember, with Ball Sports, bet with your head, not with your heart. Put your loyalty and patriotism to one side, and don't let emotions muddy the waters. Do you think refs are protecting Argentina, says Vash? I personally don't. Let's wait and see. My 3 favourite stadiums in the tournament so far, Flores. Well, as you know, I loved Seattle. A bit quirky, but I loved Seattle. Loved the Azteca. And I do like the New York Stadium. I do like the MetLife. But I've got to say, SoFi is very impressive. Monterey was very good with the background as well. But if I can only give 3, I'd say Azteca, Seattle, and SoFi, I think. Yeah. But there are some, I've enjoyed a lot of them. Silver Moment says, look up zombie ant fungus. I'm not looking at that. Final should be Azteca, says Austin. Be interesting to see what an Azteca game... Did we have an Azteca game without Mexico playing in it? I'm sure we did. But I can't remember it. A lot of people don't like the MetLife Stadium. Let's have a look through the team news then. Quite a frenetic start here. Argentina lining up with... Let me get it on the screen for you as well. Argentina. Lining up with Martinez in goal. Molina, Romero, Lissandro and Tagliafico. Paredes, McAllister, De Paul and Fernandez. And Messi and Alvarez. So, I mean, that's quite a changed lineup for Argentina. Paredes hasn't been starting. Alvarez hasn't been starting. So, a few changes there for Argentina. A little bit more on the front foot, I feel, with Alvarez and Messi. Lautaro Martinez going to the bench. Egypt, Schubert, Hani, Ibrahim, Rabia, Hafez, Hassan, Atia, Ashur, Salah and Zico. Mamouche is on the bench, which is quite surprising, really, when you think about the quality of player that Egypt have got. To be benching Mamouche will be tactical, but is still very surprising. They don't have many players playing outside of Egypt, to be honest with you. But Hassan's an interesting player, the number 12. Only 25. He's at Oviedo. Keep an eye out for him. But this is a big ask for Egypt. Eru says, I think this game will be unbelievably squabbly and boring. I think it started off quite open, you know. I think if you're a coach and you're playing Egypt, if you're a coach and you're playing Argentina, you don't have to worry about being smothered like the French front four. You know, and Messi's not super fast anymore. So it basically is a very well-organised team that fights for each other, which makes you feel like you can have a go. So a lot of teams don't tend to sit in. Jason says, both teams to score today, please. Thanks for doing the games. A lot of Americans have enjoyed this cup, says Jason. Look, I think it's really a shame the way it ended with America, USA. And it was brought on by FIFA and, you know, the politics, and it pissed a lot of people off. But beyond that, I thought they played very well up until last night. I think last 16 is decent for all the hosts. I think quarterfinals would have been incredible for any of them. And I think the tournament itself and the hosting of it has been incredible. For me, it's without doubt one of the best World Cups I've ever watched. And I've seen some good World Cups. I think it has been brilliant. And it still has the potential to get even better. I think it will probably be defined by if we get an Argentina-France final again. I think for me that makes it a little bit dull. Good cross into the box there, well defended by Argentina. Quiz. Only one player in history has won the Domestic League, Champions League and the World Cup in the same season. Can you guess who? Year was 2022. Well, they've got to be Argentinian. I think it was, I feel it was Lautaro Martinez. Who won the Champions League in 2022? Alvarez. It was Alvarez. There we go. Was skeptical about... Sorry, Vash says, I was skeptical about 2018 World Cup, but it's been fantastic. By the way, do you remember the 06 World Cup Argentina team with Jose Penkerman? Best quality of football I've seen, says Vashish. I don't remember a lot about the 06 World Cup. I remember Italy winning it, but I don't remember masses about it. I don't remember many good games from it. I remember England getting knocked out by Portugal again, but yeah, I don't remember loads about it. LFC Raven says, as a Liverpool fan, it's hard to watch how Egypt play Salah. Have a pint on me, Mark. Thank you, pal. I will do. Thanks for those super chats. Nice ball into Messi here, but well defended. Please do share the video, by the way. Just a reminder, we're only 2,500 subscribers away from 1.5 million now. We are on the road. Nice ball in. Slip up. Oh my God. Was he offside? Enzo Fernandez ends up missing an open goal. I think the flag did go up eventually. Yeah, he's miles off. Fair play to the linesman. You've got to let it go in case you get it wrong, haven't you? But yeah, he was miles off. But he found the pass to Enzo and he missed. Jason says, what do you think about the news about Reece James? You know, just a little bit of advice, Jason. It's not just you. Some people do this. They go into the chat and they say, what do you think about this? And I think it's a lot better if you say what the news is, because a lot of the time I don't know what people are talking about. I don't know what the Reece James story is. Apparently the Premier League fixtures have come out, because Man United have got 4 games in a row after the opening weekend on a Sunday. I don't mind that because it means we're on the telly. I was just having a look for Reece James. I couldn't find it. Artad says, with the likes of Pochettino, Nagelsmann and Ancelotti already out, does the manager of a national team matter as much? Thoughts? I think, you know what I do think? I think everybody who tried to get their manager in early made a mistake. How many people have actually gone out and bought anybody? And you've got people like Pochettino, Nagelsmann and Ancelotti available. But loads of people wanted to get their manager in before the World Cup. And it was obvious that there'd be a couple of good club managers available. I mean, I think Pochettino's a good club manager. And I'm not saying he should get the Spurs job again. I'm not saying he should get the United job. But there are other jobs in football out there. And I think international football depends on your team. You know, if you give a brilliant Portugal side a shit coach like Martinez, look what happens. But if you give a, average, a below average Austrian team Rangnick, and he's done really well over the years. So, it's all right saying Jurgen Klopp, Germany, but if Germany don't have a good enough set of players, then they won't win the World Cup. I think a national job is dependent on the squad. And, you know what? I saw something today from a United journalist saying that Andre Santos of Chelsea, who we've been linked to, could be the next Brazilian, starting number 6. And I said to myself, well, that's no big achievement, is it? I mean, Brazil's starting number 6. I mean, reputationally it's quite big, but it doesn't actually mean that much anymore. Being a Brazil fullback anymore doesn't really mean much, does it? I tell you what, that happens a lot in South America. Those types of tackles where they jump in. I think that should have been a yellow. What do you reckon Norway's chances are against England? Says Inga. Well, what does everybody else think? Good defending by Argentina again. I mean, look, Egypt have put a couple of good crosses in, but this is what I mean about Argentina. They're a very well organised side. They're not really the sort of team that goes and wins 3 or 4-0. They're the sort of team that goes and wins 2-0. They're very hard to break down. But Egypt have won a corner here. They've started off all right, Egypt. They've started off all right. I don't think it's 50-50 between England and Norway. I think England will be favourites. I'd probably say 60-40. Somebody just said half the Norwegian team is sick. I don't know whether that's true. Goal, Egypt! What a cross! What a goal! Oh, we've got a game on here. We've got a game on here. Absolutely Beckham-esque cross. And the lad at the back post has done a great job. An absolutely great job. Well, I tell you what, whatever's going to happen in this game, that puts a cat amongst the pigeons. And it's Yazer, the number 2, on the back post. There's nothing Emi Martinez can do. The cross is so good, and we'd said that Egypt had put a couple of good crosses in, and they have, but that was the best of the lot. And he's done very well to get on that. I mean, he's the centre-back. Yaza Ibrahim stayed up from the corner on the back post, miles onside, up against Martinez. And if I tell you what, if there's a weakness to Lisandro Martinez's game, it is the fact that he's 5'10". He can't do anything there. He can't do anything there. He's 5'10" against somebody who's over 6 foot on the back post. He can't win that header. And I'm not criticising the Butcher because I love him, but he can't. That's one area of his game that he is not going to be able to deal with. And it's a lovely header. And I tell you what, as a neutral, this makes for a good game now. Yeah, he's 5'10". I can't get into club football because with player changes, manager changes, it's ultimate ship. Can you convince me otherwise, says Plebe? What's your bet builder for today, says Ping? I'll do it in the hydration break. Who was the best American this World Cup, says Mr. Jack? So who was the best player for the USA team? I think one of your midfielders, really. Maybe Adams, maybe Tillman, maybe McKennie. A lot of people saying Tillman in the chat. Egypt have started off so well here. And I thought that was a free kick. Some people are saying Trump. This is what I mean about Egypt. This is what I mean about Argentina. I do not believe that they're that good. Yes, they've got Lionel Messi, and I'd be very surprised if Argentina don't score, but Egypt have started off very well here. And again, you know, I should have said it at the start, Egypt are no mugs. When it comes to the AFCON, they're normally one of the favourites to win it. Thanks for your early super chats, by the way. We've got over 10,000 watching already as well. Thank you for everybody getting involved. Why aren't you criticising Martinez? I can't criticise someone who's 5'10" up against somebody, you know, that big. It's just the way they work the situation. I mean, he's 6'1", isn't he? .33, the goal scorer. Plays for Al Ali in Egypt. Very good header. Nick P says, I think it's bad positioning by the Butcher rather than his height. He does get caught behind his man. I would acknowledge that, Nick, yeah. If Egypt wins this, I think the winner of Norway versus England will go all the way to the final. He's given a penalty. No hesitation. No hesitation. Couldn't give it quick enough. I'll reserve judgment here. What a stupid thing to do so quickly after going 1-0 up. He's onside. He's definitely onside. Looks like a penalty to me, that. Although, is that not like Harry Kane? Does he not? Is that not the same as Harry Kane? Does he not simulate that? I think it's a penalty. I I think they're trying to get him sent off, Argentina. Bloody hell, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. Anyway, Messi gets to score another penalty here. This is goal number 8. They've got away with it a little bit there. It was a lovely bit of play. He saved it! Oh my God! Missy! Didn't he? He's missed. Isn't that 2 he's missed? This referee needs to be very careful here that he doesn't lose control. He's booking people. He's booking people from the Egyptian bench. Messi's missed the penalty. He missed against Austria as well. Wasn't a very good penalty. Wasn't a very good penalty for probably one of the best, if not the best player the world's ever seen. Good height for the goalkeeper, not in the bottom corner. So Messi doesn't get his 8th goal. I mean, this referee's too busy booking Egyptian people here. Yeah, it's not a good penalty, that. I'm not saying I'd save it because I wouldn't, but it wasn't great. But look, this is a great boost for Egypt. Legend Mark, loving the World Cup streams. Says anything else? Thank you for being part of them. Has Cole Palmer joined United, or was that post I saw a hoax, says Dean. I've had stuff over, look, I'll be honest, over the recent weeks, I've had people messaging me saying, I work in the industry, keep an eye on Cole Palmer to Man United. I just assume it's bollocks, but I've not heard anything today. Yeah, BRMU says, I think if Egypt win this, the winner of Norway or England will go all the way to the final. Well, as I said, I think people are sleeping on Colombia. I mean, look, if Egypt can do this to Argentina, then why can't Colombia or Switzerland? Jack says, Mark's crying inside. Why am I crying inside? Why am I being recast as a Ronaldo hater and a Messi lover? I don't get this at all. I genuinely don't get it. Ronaldo is one of my favourite players because he played for Manchester United. I just don't hate Messi. I feel a privilege to have seen them both play. And I feel that neither one of them would have reached the heights they did without the other. Would you rather England win the World Cup against great established teams or underdog national teams? Carew, if you're asking me how I'd rather England win the World Cup, I don't river dance. I don't give a shit. I actually do not give a shit how we win it. In fact, if Morocco beat France and then they beat Spain, I'll love to play Morocco in the final, but I don't think it'd be easy. But yeah, if France and Argentina get knocked out, I'll be very excited. Lovely stadium, Atlanta. Look at it from outside. Mark, I don't know how to deal with Ronaldo leaving the sport. I watched him all my life, and just like that, it's over. It's so painful, says Rajaf. And this is why, in anything in life, you should enjoy it while it's good, because nothing ever lasts forever. Nabil says, Argentina will win. Corruption at its peak. Andy Robertson would not have allowed that, says Oil Cruiser. And Nabil says, you're going to see robbery live. This is a disgrace. Yeah, let me tell you about my bet builder then, because I've just realised that's not actually great for it. So we are sponsored by Ball Sports on this stream today. I have got my bet builder in place. A bet builder is where you have a number of things that need to come off for it to pay out. So my bet builder is 50-1. I've got Argentina to win, Lionel Messi to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, both teams to score, and Mohamed Salah to have over 2.5 shots. Well, Egypt scoring probably makes this more likely. I reckon that bet builder can still come in. I really do. If Messi scored that penalty, I'd be looking very good. Anyway, thank you to Boyle Sports. Don't forget that we are doing a couple of quiz questions when we work with Boyle. The first question was about who makes key passes. The second question is, how many total career international goals have Lionel Messi and Salah scored combined for their countries up to the start of this match? You're never going to guess that. We'll give you the answers at half time. Back yourself with Ball Sports, 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Was not a good penalty by Messi. No. Was not a good penalty. But I'm sure he'll get another chance. Maybe from the penalty spot. Hydration break over. What's for tea, Mark? I mean, that's the problem with the 5 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? Although I've got an hour between this and the United stand. She's all dressed up in a broken heart. Well, this is an exciting game now. It really is. I mean, I think, look, what you do if you're Egypt is you compartmentalise, don't you? You look at it and you go, from this situation, we don't lose in 90 minutes. Can we win in 90 minutes? Let's get to half time. Let's keep working. AB Tune says, what's your thoughts on Milan signing Ramos and Gila? I haven't really had any thoughts, really. Don't really keep an eye on Italian football anymore, if I'm being honest. Martinez needs to play further up for United, says GB. Thank you very much for your super chats. Exeter says, Egypt are going to win this, facts. And there's a long way to go, pal, but it's exciting. Argentina will create chances. And there is such a thing as scoring too early. That's a lovely cross. What a save. That should have been 1-1. I mean, to be fair, that should have been 1-1. Again, a lovely cross into the box. I don't know who was it, McAllister who headed it? Was it Alvarez who headed it? I don't know. They should score, though. I mean, he heads it about 6 yards out. I mean, we've seen some lovely crosses in this game so far. That should have been 1-1. You can't argue about that. I do think the replays are a little bit slow in this tournament. I know the ball's in play, but I'd like to see that again. And imagine the header was straight at him. Here we are again. Messi. Lays it off. Another block. Keeper will get hold of that. Right, show us the replay here. Show us the bloody replay. Oh, for God's sake, show us the replay. Owen says, first off, American soccer is over. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. But I had a question about the difference of Euro stadiums and American ones. Well, the difference between European stadiums and American ones is that our stadiums tend to be built for football, whereas yours are built for American football. This could be a 2v1. Oh, he's messed it up. He's messed it up. Tell you what, though, the game's flowing very well from end to end. It's a nice ball again, and Egypt will clear. DePaul's getting a lot of the ball. The number 7 for Argentina. Game's too open, says Jem. I don't think that's a foul. I don't think that's a foul. It was McAllister who missed the chance. Are we going to see this fucking replay of this header or what? I mean, it's the best chance of the game. Are we going to see a replay or what? Or are we going to watch a bloody referee draw a pattern on the grass? Here it is. DePaul with the cross. Lovely cross. McAllister. Yeah, straight at the keeper. Look at the header. Straight at him. Anywhere else, that's a goal. Good save, though. Jamie Grant says, how come you stopped the podcast? Which podcast are you talking about? If you're talking about Goldbridge Saves Football, I mean, it's been a while since we stopped that. Basically, we had an amazing set at Solihull Moors Football Ground, and they put the rent up by 300%. And, you know, that was sort of the end of that. Nobody's going to pay the rent when it goes up 300%, are they? On principle. Messi shoots. I think he hit the post. Referee's given a corner. It won't be a corner if it wasn't a corner. Well, there's no corner there. There's no corner there. It's not a corner. Goalkeeper knows it's not going in. That's not a corner. It's not been given. We're up and running again. Lots of people going on about the ref. I don't think there's been anything massively contentious yet. I mean, the penalty, you know, I don't think it's a lot of difference to Harry Kane's, but it was missed. Here it's common for teams to make taxpayers pay for the stadiums. Is that the same in England, says Owen? No. Look, respect it. There's a lot of people out there that think referees and FIFA favour Argentina. I think even Ronaldo's hinted at it in the past, hasn't he? It's a good job we have got VAR for corners now, because that, you know, again, that's something that's worked really well. It's something that I didn't think was a big issue in the game, but it's worked really well. We've had quite a few corners that were given that weren't corners. I'd say probably about 10, haven't we, across the tournament? So that actually is another bit of good implication of changes to officiating. I think you've got to allow it. Oh, you're watching it. You're watching it. You can see the miss. You see his miss. No, the penalty. Oh, come on. Did he give a foul for that? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. He used to play for... Is that Cambiasso? I know the player on the left as well. Who was that on the left? I didn't see the person on the right. Zanetti, yes. Good shout. Do we really think that the biggest sport in the world with the most money involved is not corrupt and fixed, says Tom? I don't think it's fixed in the sense that there's predetermined results. I think there may well be favouritism. Look, as I said, Egypt get to half time. I I don't know how teams make Romero look good. That's one of the biggest mysteries of modern football to me. Because I think Romero's shit. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind England playing Argentina. I know it sounds stupid. I don't think Norway or England should worry about Argentina if they play them in the semi-final. And that's a big if. But Norway or England can definitely give Argentina a game. It's not like... I wouldn't be worried. I'm not saying Argentina wouldn't win, but I don't think you'd go into it worried. You know what? In a way, I'd rather play Argentina than Colombia or Switzerland. I think if you play Colombia or Switzerland, you become the favourite, don't you? And you maybe believe your own hype. I think sometimes those games can be quite dangerous. Man of the match for Argentina so far is the referee, says Coolest Hater. The team that worries me the most is France, just because of their front four. I think France can have a bad game and beat you because of their front four. Are we getting Tchouaméni, says Patrick. I don't think so. I think it's all talk. I don't think they can afford it. I think Morocco will beat France, says B. Morocco are a good side, but it'd be difficult. Young Central, thanks for your super chat. Good 1-2 there. Nabil says, keep the same energy for the ref next season for United. Mate, what are you talking about? Nabil, I think you're a bit over the top. Messi with an over-the-top shot. There is no club in England that gets preferential treatment from any referee. The PGMOL are just consistently shit. I definitely think the days of United supposedly getting favouritism are gone. Is that Tom Cruise? No. I know that was Simeone, but the guy in front looked a bit like Tom Cruise for a minute. Yeah, not a great penalty from Messi. Egypt could probably do with a couple of attacks themselves. I can't see them keeping a clean sheet. Young Central, wouldn't it be poetic if Messi lost today, Sunday Neymar, Monday Ronaldo, Tuesday Messi? That's another good diagonal. Oh, what a save. What a save that is. I mean, that's the save of the game. That's an incredible save from Alvarez. I mean, this keeper, that is just absolutely incredible. What a save. It's bottom corner. Not only does he make the save, but he puts it to safety as well. Full stretch, palms it away and out for a corner. Look at that. Incredible. Incredible. I think he's hurt himself in the processes. Let's give a shout out to Mustafa Shabir. Brilliant save. Only 26, plays for Al Ali. Look, they've had two very good chances, Argentina, from crosses, and the keeper's been on the end of both of them. You do feel like an Argentina goal's coming though, don't you? Well, I do. VBA says, fun fact, most people bashing the referee are Ronaldo fans. Ooh, flicked on corner. Goes out for a goal kick. Lee says, Messi, please. My rent is 7 days past due. We need 2018 Mo Salah. Poor guy is moving like he's lost the ability to use his hamstrings, says Tristan. David says it's been Messi's worst game so far. Look, these things can happen. I mean, look, USA were decent. They were terrible last night. This is the thing about tournament football. It's why I didn't overreact when England drew with Ghana, because it's tournament football. You're going to... Very, very few teams. Look at France against Paraguay. It was a struggle. Jack says, curse of the home teams to strike again in the round of 16. What's the home team? The team that's first? Because obviously we're not playing in Argentina. Three minutes to go to half time. Jay Famous says that Messi has the record for missing the most penalties at a World Cup. And Kevin says, speaking of Paraguay, have you seen what's been going on, Mark? No. No, I haven't. What's been going on? Another good cross. Messi. And another shot wide. Callan says, hi Mark, I don't super chat often, but you really help my depression and you've created a great community. Every time I watch you make me laugh. Thank you. Well, thank you, Callan. Is it Call-in Doc or is it Callan? We'll go with Callan. I hope you're doing well, mate. Owen says, thanks for the super chat, Owen. He says, how is this World Cup compared to past ones? Might be recency bias, but this one has been class. Well, I suppose people like myself, lovely play by Salah there. I suppose he lost control, which is a shame. I suppose people like myself are the people to ask, isn't it? Because I've seen so many. No, it's not recency bias. I mean, you know me, I'm very cynical. It tends to happen as you get older. I'm certainly not one to, you know, get taken in by hype. I think it is one of the best World Cups we've ever had. C. Wright says, every penalty saved at the World Cup has been to the right. Go left. Don't think that's a free kick either. Someone's saying there should have been a red card. Someone got slapped. Well, we're about to hit 45 minutes. Obviously, there's going to be 3 minutes added on just for the hydration break, but... I mean, is Romero not going to get booked for that? That's a disgusting tackle. Did he book him for that? He better have booked him. He didn't. This is dodgy. I'm going to tweet it as well. You know what? You might have a recent converter here. I don't believe in this favoritism for Argentina. I'm starting to believe it. That's Romero. Everybody knows Romero does it to hurt people as well. You don't give Romero the benefit of the doubt. That was a horrible tackle. I mean, I wouldn't have given him a red, but he definitely would have got a yellow. I mean, it just shows you. And this referee's European as well, I think. He'll know about Romero, and he'll know what a fucking foul is. And why is he letting the game go? I think that's disgusting. Disgusting. Coach Stephen, thank you very much for your super chat. Colombia are really underrated, Mark. Watch out. Well, I said this last night, Profit Pathway. I said Colombia are underrated, and then a Colombian person said, no, he's not. Ashish says, I said after Cape Verde, Egypt can beat Argentina. Nabil says, I told you, go watch last match and foul by Romero. This ref ain't booking an Argentinian. I don't think that's a booking for Alvarez, by the way. Five minutes added on here. Mate, I don't give a shit if Romero got the ball. I've seen him play enough to know what he's doing. And getting the ball doesn't mean it's not a foul. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's a filthy player. It was 100% a yellow card. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Hi Mark, love your videos. Thanks for years of entertainment, says DKN. Thank you very much for your super chat, pal. Good play by Hassan. I mean, look, it's going to be a long second half for Egypt. There's an Egyptian player coming off as well. I don't know how he's got injured. Yeah, and the number 8 for Egypt, don't know what's Ashore. He's already signalled to the sideline. Egypt, Argentina on the attack. I'm Prez says, just a reminder to Ronaldo fans, no World Cups for a career. Yeah, but I mean, is that really a thing? I mean, Ronaldo, if the World Cup was a domestic trophy, I think you could level that more at Ronaldo's feet. But because, you know, why didn't you go to a club where you could win the World Cup? But you can't change your country. And there's many a good player that's never won the World Cup. Boogie Board says Norway versus England will be the best game in the World Cup. Noggin says, this has been happening most games, Mark. Don't just single out Argentina. And Nick says, I'm not one for superstition, but I spilt my coffee this morning and it formed the shape of the British Isles on the kitchen floor. Might be coming home. We'll all remember that, Nick, if it does. It looks like Egypt are going to get to half-time here in front. That's going to go out for the throw-in. If Latoro comes in second half, Egypt have a chance, says VBA. We've had 6 minutes here. Half time, 1-0 to Egypt. Halfway there, long way to go. Look, to be fair, very good start from Egypt, very good goal from Egypt, but Argentina have had 2 very scoreable chances themselves from crosses that they've missed. So I don't see this game finishing 1-0, but Egypt at the moment are making this game very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. What are your thoughts? Nemanja says, number of penalties for Brazil in the entire World Cup history since 1930 is 16. Number of penalties for Argentina since 2022 is 8. So they've had 8 penalties since in the last 2 World Cups. Brandon says people forget that Cruyff never won the World Cup either. Haven't had the Moscow Mule yet, Jade. Diligence says, taking Kane and Haaland out of the equation, what do you think? Who do you think has the better players in each third of the pitch? What England versus Norway? I think Norway. I think goalkeepers is probably quite close between Norway keeper and Pickford. I think defensively, again, it's quite close. Midfield, we've got the better midfield. Attack without Haaland and Kane, I think it's quite close. So I think it comes down to the midfield. Yeah, I think it is. Jack says, do you have a skincare routine by any chance? I suppose everybody does, don't they? I mean, I do, yeah. Nick says, oh, come on. Nyland is so much better than Pickford. Fine. That's called your opinion. I do agree with that, though. My Samurai says Norway are a more cohesive team compared to England. I do agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Do you think Argentina are heading home? No. I mean, look, they've created 2 fantastic chances in the first half. And I'm sure they will create more in the second half. So, no, I think they'll be okay. Yeah. You notice that they haven't shown Infantino yet. Wonder if he's going to say that he was worrying for Argentina again, says Jamie. Thank you very much. Nearly 15,000 people watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. Appreciate you. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner as well, because we are getting close to 498,000 and we're less than 2,500 subscribers away from 1.5 million, which is an amazing achievement for this amazing community, which we've been building throughout this World Cup. I mean, there is a sense of sadness that we're starting to get less and less games now. Still just under 2 weeks left of the tournament, of course, but the volume of games has passed. No more early morning games now until Saturday, and that's going to be the last one, the quarter-final at 2 a.m. in the early hours of Sunday morning, which will be whoever wins this against whoever wins between Colombia and Switzerland. That'll be the last early morning game, which is 2 a.m. Just to let you know the run of order now over the next few games, because without the frequency, you might forget what's happening. So 9 o'clock tonight is the last round of 16 game. It's Switzerland against Colombia. Looking forward to that. Wednesday, tomorrow, is the first day off in the World Cup. There is no games tomorrow at all. Thursday, 9 o'clock on Thursday, is France against Morocco. Friday at 8 o'clock, it's Spain against Belgium. Then Saturday at 10 o'clock, it's Norway against England. And then 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, it will be the winner of this game against the Colombia or Switzerland. So that's how that one's going to pan out for you. I'm yawning a lot. I'm thinking I might put this to the chat. I'm half tempted to have a coffee. Don't normally have a coffee at 6 p.m, but there's still a few hours of streaming to go. I'm thinking about having a coffee, a half-time coffee. I'm not going to lie. It normally gives me a bit of a boost, and it's quick to make as well. Have a coffee. Yeah, I think I might bail out and just grab one very, very quickly. Mustn't be very warm in New York. I like Gary's jacket. And I tell you what, I can ask him where he got that from. He'll love that. If I message him and say, Gary, where'd you get that jacket from? He'll be well happy. He'll be like, Goldbridge wants style tips from me. I do want to know where that's. I do want to know where that's come from. The planets have aligned with the pyramids to give King Salah his superpowers, says Brian. Weather bridge. New York weather today, 21 degrees and cloudy. 21 degrees and cloudy. That's what I like about New York. It's changeable. The weather is changeable. There's something going on in the background there, look. They've got boats with flags on. It's like a flotilla, which is a collection of boats for the uneducated. Ronnie says, Norwegian here. Remember the World Cup in 1986? I followed Argentina ever since. The problem as I see it, the manager uses the old guard versus better, younger players on the bench. Sorry, let me read that again. Ronnie says, Norwegian here. Remember the World Cup in 86 and I followed Argentina ever since. The problem is, I see it, the manager uses the old guard versus better, younger players on the bench. Oh, we're talking about Argentina. I thought you were talking about Norway. That's why you threw me. I think Argentina, I've said this before, I think Argentina have still got a great chance of coming through this game as well. But I think with Argentina, that their strength is their unity. You know, the players that work ridiculous. They're not as talented as maybe a French team, but what they make up for is the work ethic is incredibly good. I think that jumps out massively. So, I mean, what talent they've got on the bench? Of course, you've got people like Paz, Simeone. They have got some good younger players coming through, but you know they are the holders, and I don't think there's a problem relying on the players that have won the tournament before. And obviously, I think they're very reliant on Lionel Messi as well, which you can understand. I mean, I would like to see more from. I would like to have seen more of Paz, to be honest with you. I would. Man of the match for me so far is the goalkeeper. Yeah, I think he's been absolutely incredible. Let me give you the answers to these quiz questions, by the way, because I bet you're all on tenterhooks about this. So we are sponsored by Bull Sports. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code when it goes around the screen. I'll tell you about how my bet builder's doing in a moment, but we did have a couple of quiz questions for you via Boyle Sports. Switzerland's Granit Xhaka has completed 63 line-breaking passes in this tournament. He's the joint most of any midfielder alongside who? It's Spain's Rodri. And how many career total goals, international goals, have Lionel Messi and Salah scored combined for their countries to the start of this match? It's 168 goals. Lionel Messi has 112 and Mo Salah has 56. There we go. My bet builder is Argentina to win, Messi to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, both teams to score, and Salah to have over 2.5 shots. So at the moment, Argentina aren't winning. Both teams haven't scored. Messi hasn't scored. So we're not quite there yet, but I think that could turn around quite quickly. 18 plus only, new UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Please bet responsibly. Be gamble aware. Their 12th man is the referee, says Ryan. Thank you very much. Stuart says, instant coffee is a debasement of coffee. There we go. I'm not going to tell you what my coffee is going to be, but it will be instant. In fact, I'm going to make it now. Chat amongst yourself. This will be made in 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I got involved with the fridge. I would have been really quick with the coffee, but I got involved with the fridge. B says that Neville is wearing a Hawes and Curtis brand. How do you know that? I don't think he is. Let's have a look. Can't see. Anywho, we're back. Second half. Do you think Egypt can get this done? I think it would be great for the tournament. I think it would be amazing for the tournament if Argentina got knocked out, because it would just open up that side of the draw and people would get very excited. But no, I think Argentina, in fairness, have had two very good chances. They just didn't take them, and Egypt did take theirs. So I think Argentina will get more and more chances. I can't see it being a 1-0. So I think Egypt need to find a way themselves to score goals too. Brian says, do you think Messi is a little anxious due to Portugal being eliminated yesterday? No. You know what? I'd never have Gary Lineker as a quiz host. Just breaking news. That's all I've got to say. Connor says, people may think England aren't strong enough to stop Haaland, but Norway aren't strong enough to stop Kane and Bellingham. And Kevin says, apparently a Paraguayan politician has threatened to put Mbappe in jail for corruption because she claimed she did it to Ronaldinho. Yeah, I think sometimes people get a little bit overreactive when they get knocked out of the World Cup. Move on. I mean, Paraguay were crap in that game. They resorted to park the bus tactics. It was very boring. I think we can all agree with that. Please do share the video, everybody. Thank you, everyone who is tuning in. Remember, we are back at 9 p.m. for Colombia against Switzerland, which I think, as I said, a lot of people are sleeping on. I can't pick a winner in that. I think Switzerland have done very well. Watch out for Manzambi. I also think that Colombia are quite a fancied team too. We've not really seen a lot of Colombia unless you've been staying up late because they had a lot of games kicking off in the early hours. Ruben says, who do you think is the GOAT player for England's national team? I think Bellingham's been fantastic this World Cup, but I still think every big team seems to have that star player, whether it's Mbappe for France or Messi at Argentina, Norway, Haaland, and Kane for England. Andrew says, do you see an African nation winning the World Cup anytime soon? Someone just said Manzambi's injured. Well, that's a big... He's out, yeah. But somebody just said he's out. That's harsh for Switzerland. Yeah, a lot of people saying it now. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't follow Swiss football, so why would I? But the second half's about to start here. Don't start the second half. Don't start the first half. Come on then, ref. There we are. Let me just check this Manzambi story because I hadn't heard it. Manzambi. Yep, Switzerland must do without Manzambi, according to Sky Sports. The midfielder suffered a knee injury in the final training session, apparently without any foul play during a drill. A subsequent MRI scan confirmed the injury. This means it's certain he'll definitely miss the round of 16. You'd say he's probably out for the tournament then, isn't he? Could be heading to Newcastle as well. He's a good player. That's a shame. That is a shame. I mean, these things happen, but I think it's always a shame when the smaller nations lose their best players. Sorry, I was reading something there. Very rude of me. Where is Mamouche, says Handy. He's on the bench. But here is Messi. He lays it off. Shot straight at the keeper. De Paul. Yeah, so I'd say Colombia are favourites in that game now. Look, I tell you what I'd like to see later. If Colombia are going to win, I'd like to see them really turn up and play good football, you know? Egypt goalkeeper wants a yellow card here, but I don't think he's going to get it. I was going to say, I wonder if Egypt will start tumbling around a little bit, because I don't think that was a foul on Hassan, but, you know, you may as well play the game. Argentina, Colombia would be a mighty clash, says Dreadnought. I love this comment from Sphinx. African nations have been amazing this World Cup. I think so many of them have given a really good account of themselves. And you know what? There's not been many games in this tournament where somebody's been given an absolute smashing. That's a goal kick as well. Yeah, so answering that question, do you think we'll see an African team win the World Cup? I don't know. I think it's about the squad, isn't it? It's about the squad. I mean, Curacao got smashed by Germany, didn't they? Obviously, USA got smashed by Belgium. Croatia, 4-2. I mean, it's only the same as 2-0, isn't it? But they did concede 4. Andy says, so far in every round of the 16 game, and there's been 6, the team named first has gone out. So Argentina, Egypt. Well, we'll have to wait and see. And who's named first? Oh, we'll have to see what happens in this one. But yeah, Switzerland are named first before Colombia as well. Imagine that. Cross comes in again. This is where Egypt have got to be good on the break. I tell you what, well done to the chat. Having that coffee was actually inspired. I would never have a coffee at 6 o'clock at night, but inspirational. Eric says, watch all Argentina games back apart from the final, and you'll see the referee's decisions and penalties, and the bias was blatant. Hassan is a decent player, yeah. I just can't see them keeping a clean sheet. Does anybody drink... I never drink coffee post midday normally. They say not to drink it like within about 8 hours of going to bed because it can impact your sleep. But I had one at 1 AM last night and I was in bed at 3. I feel like I need one tonight. Another game to do. A night stand to do. I only drink decaffeinated, says Wayne. I'll tell you what, I will have a decaf if I'm at like Costa or something, and I don't feel tired. Here's McAllister. Oh, Salah! No! Where's the foul? Where's the foul? What? How is that? Where is the foul there? Salah is running through one-on-one. And we don't even get a replay. I I did not see a foul there at all. I'd love to see a replay. I mean, look, you know, I can't say it definitely wasn't a foul on one play of it, but you know, you get a feeling. I thought he'd won the ball. I'd love to see that again. I'd love to see that again. Here it is. It is a foul. It is a foul. He doesn't get the ball. He doesn't get the ball. And that's why you always need a replay. And I always say, I'll always be fair. I think I mean, I'd like to see it again, but it looked like it looked like a foul on the second one. I do feel like Egypt need to attack though more. They need to keep the ball better. Well, he's stopping the play again here. Have you heard about Meslier to Arsenal, says Daniel? No. Cape Verde has our hearts, that's for sure, says Blackgate. J-Dead says life is good with a cup of Java. It's a lovely cross into the box, but there's no one there. Unfortunately, many of the African nations don't have the financial resources that many of the European nations do. Well, they have got Mamouche to bring on, yeah. How's the match been, says Bobby? Essentially, very good goal from Egypt from a cross in the first, was it 15 minutes? And then Argentina had two very good chances from crosses themselves, both very good saves. And apart from that, it's been Argentina with most of the ball. But I'll tell you what we have learned is that even if Argentina get back into this game, and I think they will, they don't look like a side that is necessarily going to win this tournament. I'm not sure that's a foul either. Let's have a look. Messi's got great feet though. Yeah, it is a foul. It is a foul. It is a foul. Got to be careful with these crosses into the box. Bobby Archer says, only joining now. How's the match been? Thank you. Who do you want to win the match, says Mar? I mean, it would be great if Egypt won. It would be an amazing story for the World Cup. So obviously I'd probably rather Egypt win. But then there is a large part of me that would like to see Argentina play Colombia. And there's a large part of me that if England get to the semi-final would like to see us play Argentina as well. So I wouldn't be bothered if Argentina came back and won, put it that way. Would you have Kepa as a replacement for Bienda, says Daniel? No, I think he's a prat. Yeah, I'll never like Kepa because of what he did to Sarri in that game when he refused to come off. For me, I'm out. When he did that, I'm out. Everyone seems to know the score. They've seen it all before. They just know. They're so sure that England's gonna throw it away, gonna blow it away. But I know they can play, 'cause I remember 3 lines on a shirt. You know, they played that in the Azteca straight after the game. I thought that was good. I like the way that they do that, you know, because it is Mexico. England and Norway would beat this Argentina side, says Sarah. Well, I don't think I could categorically say they would, but I certainly wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't feel like they're massive favourites. Trouble is though, when Argentina play England, they do get they don't like us, so they are very motivated. Come on, Egypt. You do need to be able to break better than what you are. That's not a foul. Lovely feet by Hassan. Oh, he's done really well here. They've got a 3v2. Salah. Oh! It's 2-0! Oh my God! What a brilliant goal! What an absolutely brilliant goal! Sign that Hassan up. Absolutely brilliant in the build-up. Gets it to Salah, whose weight of pass is so good. And I don't know who scored the goal, but it's absolutely fantastic. Now, just keep an eye out for them going back for a foul on Martinez. I do not think it was, but what a goal by Egypt. That's got to be one of the goals of the tournament. What a brilliant team goal that was. That was absolutely fantastic. It really was. This is a brilliant team performance by Egypt. They've scored 2 fantastic goals. Their keeper's played really well. Oh, they might go back for a foul on... They might go back for a foul there. It would be harsh. It would be harsh. It would be very harsh. They're going to give a foul. They're going to give a foul. He's going to rule it out. That is harsh. That is so harsh. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You cretin. Absolutely disgraceful. Fuck you. That don't happen the other way. That does not happen the other way. I think that is harsh. I really do. We've just lost a really good goal in the World Cup there. So, you know, well done, FIFA. You know, you want it to be a really good World Cup. You've just chalked off one of the best goals in the World Cup. A brilliant goal gone. Gone. And it was a brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. Chalked off. Gone. Look, I think there is a bit of a foul there, but the referee doesn't give it, you know. The referee doesn't give the foul. And I think when you go back for a foul at the other end of the pitch, I'm never a big fan. I'm never a big fan of it. Look, I do think it is a foul. I'm not saying it's not a foul, but what I'm saying is I don't agree with that rule. A lot of thing happens afterwards, you know? Should Lightning Seeds make a song called "It's Come Home If England Win," says Ninja. How far back do we go to rule out goals? Muppet, says Nicholas Walker. That's my point. That's my point. I think it is a foul, but the referee didn't give it. Like, are we not going to trust the referee on the pitch? Are we going to re-referee absolutely everything because a goal gets scored? I definitely think it was a foul, but how many fouls don't get given? You can't go re-refereeing games. It happened at the other end of the pitch. They had loads of time to win the ball back. If that foul happened as Martinez last man and they score, fine. But it happens at the other end of the pitch. They go past half the Argentinian side. I just think I just don't like that rule. Don't like it at all. And the referee saw the foul as well and didn't give it. I don't know. Look, some people will say it's a foul. Some people will say it wasn't. I get it, but for me, the rule stinks. I'll run a poll. For Argentina, says J-Dead. But look, that Egypt can still do that. That decision as well could have huge implications. I think if that's a goal, that goal gets given, I don't think Argentina come back. If not for the shirt pull, I don't think it's a foul. I think he gives it for the because he stands on his foot. I think it is a foul, but I just don't agree that you need to go back and rule out one of the goals of the tournament because somebody got fouled in the other end of the half and Argentina didn't put a tackle in and stop Egypt scoring a goal. Stig says the World Cup is rigged for Messi again. FIFA is so corrupt, it's not even funny. Infantino saying he suffered with Argentina last game, like what, says Stig. Do you think they should change the rule where the foul has to take place in the same half of the pitch in order for VAR to go back? Something like that would make a lot of sense, Echoes. I don't think... Look, there are so many fouls committed in a game that don't get given. Let's not pretend every foul gets given. So yes, it's a foul on Martinez, I completely agree. But it's going back. It's going back that far to say, oh, we missed a foul. I mean... It's a brilliant goal. Hassan goes past 4 players. Salah takes out 2 players. And then he puts it past the goalkeeper. Referee missed a foul. So fucking what? Nabil says, I don't know how you're only noticing now. Sukin says they'll use VAR for that, but they won't use it to give Messi a red card. If that was against Messi... look, if Argentina score that goal, that doesn't get reviewed. In my opinion, Rascal, I agree. I don't think that gets reviewed if it's the other way around. Imagine if Argentina scored that goal with 5 minutes to go. That ain't getting reviewed. So Salah's yellow should be reversed right as well, says Snoopy. Would you like a Morocco-Egypt World Cup final? Well, I tell you what, if we did get that, K-Dirk, it would be very interesting. Couple of substitutions here for Argentina. Gonzalez and Lisandro Martinez are coming on. I saw De Paul go off. I didn't see who the other one was. Short corner. Egypt have been very naive here. It will be another corner. Biggest bullshit call I've ever seen. It's done. Fuck the ref, says Omar. Which celebrity would you invite on stream, says Rohan. Well, give us some ideas in the chat. Another corner here for Argentina. About to hit another hydration break. You know what Egypt need to do? They need to counter. Salah. Here's Hassan. Goal! Get in! Have that in your pipe and fucking smoke it! What a goal! That's justice! It's Hassan again! It's 2-0! That's football! That's justice! That's a goal. Try and rule that one out. Oh, try and rule that one out. Go back to the corner. Someone probably got pushed on the corner. Quick, go back and find something somewhere from the corner. Ooh, someone might have pushed somebody. Have that. 2-0. Shove that in your pipe. Every time they try and do something in this World Cup to change things, it bites them in the arse. Brilliant by Salah again. Look at the way he just glides forward, keeps the ball. Calm, calm, calm. Good way to pass. And then it's Hassan again. Brilliant player. Brilliant play. Puts the cross in. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. That's justice. That's football. There we go. Well, look. Argentina have... Well, Norway beating Brazil made this World Cup wake up. England at the Azteca took it up another level. If Egypt knock out the holders... My God, this will be a huge, huge statement. A huge, huge statement. A lot of people are saying, where is this Hassan from? He's from Egypt. He's 24. He plays for Oviedo in Spain, in the second division of Spanish football. I think they're in the second division. Yeah, second level. Look, Argentina need a goal quickly. Very quickly. There's a hydration break coming up. Egypt mustn't get complacent. They must keep playing the same game. And they must keep looking to break away the same way. Beware of another penalty. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. What a World Cup we've had on the channel. What a community we've built on the channel. And, I mean, this could be another huge moment here. If you're getting in from work, wow, incredible stuff. Got 23,000 people watching. I don't blame you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. I tell you what, my bet builder's not coming in, is it? Argentina to win. Both teams to score. Messi to score at any time. Well, it's not impossible, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. Argentina need a penalty or something quick. Really quick. Lionel Scaloni looks just like an actor from a TV show, and I can't figure out who it is. Someone help me figure it out. It's genuinely driving me mad, says Ryan. 3 pens, 2 red cards incoming from FIFA, says Rob Dobson. Hydration break. Hydration break. I can't tell from Seb's face whether he's happy or not. I think he probably is a Messi fan, to be honest. There'll be a lot of Messi fans. I'm a Messi fan, but I'm also a football fan, and I think Egypt have played the perfect game here. Clear for Mbappe now for the golden boot, says Jan. Oh my God, people need to chill. It's a foul. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is bias from FIFA. No other team than Messi, Argentina get that foul, says Stig. Egypt sticking up FIFA's bum, says David. Take that, you disgusting bum, says Tutor. The choice to square versus shoot though, says Dean. Ball don't lie, says Happy. Justice for Egypt, rule out that, you corrupt prats. Get in Egypt, says Inga. Well, the footballing gods have spoken. I think that, look, I don't really care anymore because they've got the second goal anyway. In Norway versus Brazil, the first penalty, VAR only showed the challenge on Cunha, but not the clear foul on Nusa when Brazil won possession. FIFA really shaft the smaller countries. Can I just applaud you? The Smalling. Titan. You've just absolutely sat FIFA down. You're absolutely spot on. In the penalty that Brazil got against Norway, Nusa was fouled on the halfway line in the build-up to the penalty. They never went back. They never reviewed it. Lisandro Martinez is in the bottom corner of the opposite end of the pitch. Egypt go past half the Argentinian side and score. Oh, we're going back. We'll go back now. And that's exactly what you're right about. You know, that I said it when they scored. Martinez might have had a foul on him there. They will go back. And lo and behold, they did. Gluten-free dog, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much. Omar says, that's the biggest bullshit call I've ever seen. It's done. Fuck the refs. I think I did that one. Look, a massive 20 minutes in this World Cup. Egypt lead 2-0. We saw England lead by 1 goal with 20 minutes, playing with 10 men, and they got the job done. Egypt need to do it with 11, with a 2-0 lead. They need to keep counter-attacking. They need to keep frustrating. They've got a huge opportunity here that they shouldn't blow. They should be able to do this. But it's been an incredible World Cup. And in fairness, if Argentina come back from this, it would be incredible. But we are on the precipice, wrong word, we are on the edge of Argentina, the holders of the World Cup, being knocked out. Hassan's gone off. Many people thought it would be an Argentina-France final. Well, it won't be if Argentina don't get back. SpongeBob says, Salah without Arne Slot. I mean, this is international football, mate. It's a bit slower than the Prem, to be fair. England's odds are going up by the minute, says Chev. I've told you it's coming home. I said before the tournament, Brazil will flop. Argentina ain't that good. And England will win it. We just need France to get knocked out. Rascal says, Hassan playing well. Watch Argentina rack up fouls. Time Lord says, imagine if Salah was the same Salah from 2023. And Marvel says, Trump got caught, so they had to charge up World Cup, says Marvel. Top 5 greatest upsets in World Cup history, surely. Well, I mean, most World Cup shocks happen in the group stage, and it's happened to Argentina a few times. You know, it happened to them in 2022 when they lost to Saudi in the group stage. It happened to them in Italia 90 when they lost to Cameroon in the group stage. But in the knockout stage, I mean, you tell me. Slazy says, as a United fan, I'm not exactly thrilled that Sandro Martinez lost his man for both jobs. Chad says, I had to super chat. Hassan, United, please move. Quality player. Egypt, Switzerland, Norway, Colombia in the way of England to make the final. Very doable, says Ramon. Yeah, but you know what? Don't count your chickens, because I do sometimes think you're better off playing Brazil in the quarterfinal and Argentina in the semi, you know? You've got to be very professional to take advantage of an easier route. And it is an easier route on paper. I'm not taking the piss out of Norway or Colombia or Switzerland or Egypt. They're there on merit. I think the exciting thing is, and I said this before the tournament started, I really want to see the so-called lesser nations start, you know, breaking the status quo. Norway knocking Brazil out. Egypt 2-0 up here with 20 minutes to go against Argentina. It changes the... Cleared away right across the 6-yard box. We're going to see a lot of this, but that was offside. It changes the game. It changes the game because other countries see Norway beat Brazil and think they're not a machine. You know, other countries see Egypt 2-0 up against Argentina and they go, they're not a machine. And it makes them more confident. A lot of the time, the big nations get through on reputation. Egypt saving football from noise pollution, says Gluten. North and South America will be eliminated tonight, says Jordan. What we got? Morocco, Africa, France, Europe, Belgium, Spain, Europe, England, Norway, Europe, Egypt, Africa, Colombia, South America. I tell you what, it will be very surprising if Colombia do go out, if you'd said to me there'll be no South American or North American teams in the quarterfinal. Thinking Mexico, you know, maybe even USA, I'd have been very surprised because what about the climate? Oh, he's in. He's in. Take your time. Side netting. Messi looks like an unfit Sunday League player, says Fitness Balance. Simeone looks like he's off. The Americas are getting a pounding, says Nick P. Why do you think that is? I mean, European football's strong, but African football is, would not be expected to be outperforming South American football. I mean, I think it's great. GMS says Spain are going under the radar. Euros holders, they're a good side. That clock needs to tick down. Look, I've seen Man City need 2 goals going into the 91st minute, so I don't take anything for granted. And you can guarantee there'll be a lot of added time. Who are you supporting if England go out, says Christopher? The underdog, the dark horse. So if Norway go through, I'd support them. For me, I'd love to see Colombia, Norway, Morocco win it if England get knocked out. Bailey says, do you believe we'll win the World Cup? I've been saying it's coming home for a year, and I've been laughed at. Let's wait and see. Corner to Argentina. Morocco, England in the final, says Paul. I mean, that wouldn't be a guaranteed win for England. Again, I think sometimes you're better off playing France or Spain and being the slight underdog and being motivated, It's not always best being the favourite. Just ask Argentina. By the way, we had a poll. Should Egypt's goal have been disallowed? 75% of you said no. Clock is going very slow, Mark. It's going very slow now. Very slow. 23,000 watching. Goal. They've got one back. Romero. They've got a long time to equalise now. Egypt is saying offside. I don't think it was. I can't see how. No, he's onside there. He's onside there. Even if he's offside, he's onside, isn't he? But I think he is onside. Keeper just couldn't get a strong enough hand on it. Quickest VAR check in the world, this will be. Yeah, it's been given. I don't think they even did a VAR check, did they? Mate, Egypt need to start making some fucking fouls here. They're all over the place. They need to get a bit... Oh God, we've only had 80 minutes. And he'll be adding a long time on. Long time on. Look, I did say if Argentina come back, fair play. I don't think Egypt could have done any more. I really don't. 2 goals up against the holders is pretty impressive. And whilst it was a controversial goal to be disallowed, they did get back 2-0 up. So I don't think we can use that as an excuse. I just feel that Argentina, they have a tremendous work ethic, tremendous team mentality. Messi. That's going to go for a corner. This is the problem. They're good on corners. They could really do with another breakaway, Egypt. Messi with the corner. It's good. Keeper gets at it. Cleared away. Oh, great run by Messi. Header wide. Lautaro Martinez. To be fair, it's a tough chance. There's still plenty of time. Messi's starting to go up through the gears now. I think Egypt need to lock it down a little bit. There's still a lot of space on that pitch. Get Dan Burn on. They have, you know, one thing I would say about Argentina, though, is incredible work rate. You know, Cape Verde, that was looking dodgy. They won that. Egypt, looking dodgy. They're coming back again. This is what makes Argentina hard to beat, is their incredible work rate. Their incredible team ethic. Goal. There it is. Messi. 2-2. Can't do anything about that. Incredible. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's written in the stars. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can't deny it. This World Cup is giving us moments like this. I feel so sorry for Egypt, but there's still 10 minutes to go. You've squandered a 2-0 lead. You know, you had it. You had it. And they've been all over you for the last 5 minutes. And they've scored 2 legitimate goals. They just won't lie down, Argentina, will they? They just will not lie down. I mean, I don't know what Egypt are doing. They've got to. Why is that? Why is that number 3 not attacking the ball? Weird defending by Egypt, I've got to say. I mean, that ball's there to go and win it. Not that one. You can't do anything about Messi's shot. It's world class. But the Lautaro Martinez one, go and win it. Would you fancy us against Argentina? Yes, I would. I would, because Argentina are making hard work of underdogs here. You know, Cape Verde, Egypt, people would have expected them to win comfortably, and they're not. But it's not over yet. This could still go to penalties. I'm scared, says Marge. Missed my super chat, Mark, says dude. Before I go, got to say, only teams that impress me are France, Spain and England. Game's almost as good as Portugal versus Spain. Romero looks like Kumar, only smokers will know, says Tom. Prediction, 12 minutes and 20 minutes, says Nabil. I might be overconfident, but I like our chances against England more than I did against Brazil up the Norway, says Max. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. We have 25,000 people watching. I mean, this has been a World Cup cracker. Again, I mean, I don't think anything will surpass England, Mexico for me, because obviously being English, it was incredible. But Egypt 2-0 up. Argentina 2-2. Still 5 minutes to go. But you know, the thing I keep saying about Argentina is this incredible work rate. That's the first goal, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, he's onside, Romero. I don't know why Egypt thought it wasn't. The GOAT literally misses penalties on purpose, says Marge. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. I'm being told that we're very close to 498,000. In fact, we're 100 away from 498,000 on the road to 1.5 million. So please click and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Do you see a way back for Egypt? I think mentally they need to get to extra time. Mentally, it's a really tough ask now. You know. Yeah. What about your bet builder, Mark? Oh, yes. Let's have a quick look at the bet builder. Bloody hell. Great shout. So my bet builder with Boyle Sports, who are sponsoring the stream, links in the description. Bet builder is where you put a load of things together in one bet. They all need to come in. But remember, my odds on this were 50 to 1. I've got Argentina to win, Lionel Messi to score at any time. Over 2.5 goals. Both teams to score. Salah to have over 2.5 shots. I don't know how many shots Salah's had. That's the thing. That's a fair point. I don't know what the situation is with Salah. Also, Argentina, I think it's winning 90 minutes. So, Salah's had no shots, Mark. Yeah, so that is quite surprising. See, Argentina have got to be a little bit careful here because the way they were attacking at 2-1 and 2-0 is literally throw the kitchen sink. Romero's now gone back to centre-back because the last thing they want to do is concede. So the game goes back to being a little bit more conservative now. Argentina do have... let's have a look at their bench. I mean, Mamouche is on. He came on 8 minutes ago for Zico. Another chance to whip a cross in for Argentina. A lot of people saying it's rigged. I don't know how. To be honest, look, I think the referee's been a bit shit, but I can't see where it's rigged on the 2 goals that Argentina got back. I don't know, unless people want to tell me. In what sense is it rigged? Are you saying that Egypt are doing it on purpose as well? I don't really know where that sort of comes from. I do admire Argentina's never say die spirit. I mean, that's how they won the World Cup last time. I'll tell you what, if it goes to extra time, I'm going to need a piss. I'm not going to lie. That coffee, I won't get through it without. I'm not willing to do that live on stream. Remember to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Argentina on the attack. Is there anything Egypt can't attack? See, of course, Egypt's game has changed since Hassan went off as well. I think that was a big loss when he went off injured because he was a real threat that they've not been able to replace from the bench. I think he went off with a bit of a hamstring injury. And Argentina are hunting in packs now. But they have got a chance, Egypt. Oh, it's a brilliant interception. You've got to say that's the shittest pass you'll ever fucking play in your life. Mamouche. That's got to be the shittest pass from him. He could have played someone in one-on-one. And the player, who's basically the last man, ends up making a tackle. That is absolutely shocking by Mamouche. He really should make that pass. There's no excuse. They should have ended up with a one-on-one Egypt there. Spanish broadcaster in the States lost his voice with how blatant he's wanting an Argentinian win. Darman says, anyone saying it's a fix is a Ronnie fanboy. I just think Argentina... I would have loved to see Argentina go out. I think it would have been a great story for the World Cup. You're not getting a penalty for that, Egypt. There's a player gone down. You'll never get a penalty for that. It would have been a great story for the World Cup, the same as Norway knocking out Brazil. But you can't argue about Argentina's incredible ability to fight back. Still 7 minutes to go. What a goal. Applaud it. I mean, this game has been incredible. I mean, imagine being Argentinian. Imagine being Argentinian. You'd be buzzing your tits off. They're 2-0 down. They're going to win it 3-2. I mean, maybe they should go back and see if it was a penalty for Egypt. They won't look at that. We won't get that, will we? Do you think they'll go back and have a look at the potential foul in the box for Egypt, where the player went down? Do you think they'll go back for that? I don't think we'll even get a replay. There was a player that went down in the box for Egypt. The referee, they're asking him to look at it. Salah's saying, look at it. I can't look at it. I can't look at it. No, he's saying goal. Just shouts at Salah, goal. We haven't even seen the replay. I don't know. Here's the cross. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it is a penalty. I mean, it's a brilliant goal. It's a brilliant goal. What a World Cup, though, eh? What a World Cup. It just keeps giving. It's the World Cup that keeps on giving, isn't it? Sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. I mean, I can't sit here and begrudge it. I think it's incredible. And there is drama. Of course there is. The fact that people are saying it's rigged, the people saying it should have been a penalty, the people are saying it's the best game they've seen. This is the drama. This is the World Cup. It's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's a great goal by Enzo Fernandez as well. It really is. My bet won't win because Salah's not had a shot. There's a red card here as well. This ref isn't doing himself any favours, is he? Look, I don't think it was a foul by McAllister on the Egyptian player before they go up the other end. But I tell you what, if it was the other way around, it would be a foul and it would be a penalty to Argentina. And I think that's what people get pissed off about. If Egypt had gone and scored that goal, they'd go back and review that and say there's a foul in the build-up. They would. I mean, I absolutely do agree with that. But you're not going to get that type of decision if you're Egypt. You're just not going to get it. You're not going to get it. The drama. I'm gonna need a rest. I don't see Argentina winning the World Cup. I don't. Not unless they start playing a lot better than this, though. I really do hope we get a shot. I really do hope England get a shot at them as well. I'd love to knock them out. I will love it if we beat them. But they've got to get past Colombia next, or Switzerland. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry, I've not read any of your comments for a while. Let me get back in here. France-Spain final. Can't be a France-Spain final, mate. That don't work. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're getting very close to 1.5 million. If you're enjoying the World Cup and the World Cup watch-alongs, we've got another one for you at 9 o'clock as well. I'll be on the United stand at 8 o'clock before that too. Humble's laughing at Egypt. Egypt should walk off the pitch, says Stig. Do you think Scaloni is an underrated coach, says Chris? I mean, look, you can't, regardless of the controversies, you cannot you cannot not admire the Argentinian team spirit. You know, realistically, if you're 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go, you really shouldn't be losing the game 3-2. But I think Hassan going off injured probably changed it. That's not a fucking foul though, is it? Mate, he fell over. He should I tell you what, he should never referee a game again. There's no foul there. Where is the foul there? And he books him. I tell you what, I don't know who this referee is. He should never referee again. He should never referee again. That definitely wasn't a foul, and he was right behind it. Lautaro Martinez just falls over and he gives a yellow card. Sad end to this, the way it's going. Argentina and France will take some stopping, says VBA. Well, yeah, France have got an incredible front four, and Argentina have got FIFA. I'm buzzing my tits off, Mark, says Marge. Spanish broadcaster done that one. Sorry, Spanish broadcaster. Spanish broadcaster in the States lost his voice with how blatant he wants an Argentinian win, says Angelo. Thanks very much. You forgot England knocking out Argentina script written, says one and only. 272 says World Cup is rigged. Is it just a show to make Messi look the best? See how many penalties will be awarded against England. And Reverse Cloud says you have to admire Argentina's fight, but the favours they get are what get people riled up, says Reverse Cloud. I think that's a fair point. You know, I do admire their spirit, Argentina, but I've never really believed. I know in Qatar a lot of people felt there was a lot of things going their way. I've never really believed in it, and I don't really believe in it, if I'm being honest. But what I would say is some of the decisions they've had tonight, disgusting. Some of the fouls, they're not fouls. Like, they're not. And I do believe that if Egypt had scored that winner, they'd have gone back and given a penalty to Argentina. Because McAllister does touch his shirt, definitely. But you have to believe Argentina will get their comeuppance. I don't think they look that good. They're going to have to get a lot better to win it, and they might do. I mean, they might do, but I don't think they look good enough to win it. But they've done well to survive this. It's going to kick off big time at the end of this game. We're only 200 subscribers away from 498,000, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, I'm live on the United Stand at 8 p.m. with the latest United news and conversation, and then we're back here at 9 o'clock to see who Argentina will play. There is the final whistle. Keep your eyes on the screen here. I mean, Messi's crying. Unfortunately, I've got to be honest, I don't massively feel like that's the... I have a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, and if I'm being honest, I'm not happy with that referee at all. I know it's not necessarily Argentina's fault, and you, as I said, if you're Argentinian or you're an Argentinian fan, you're going to be absolutely buzzing. I completely agree, and they've shown incredible fight, but there's a sour taste in the mouth. Some of them decisions today were shocking, and that referee will probably get the final based off that. He shouldn't referee again. This game was so rigged, says Jap. Think about how many teams you say the same thing about refs making bad decisions or fouls that aren't fouls, so how can it just be Argentina? Mate, you're not going to get anybody agreeing with you. I'm sorry. Like, I just watched the referee book an Egyptian for not touching a player. I've seen him give multiple decisions. Look, for me, the second goal that they chalked off should never have been chalked off. I do think Egypt have got a case that there was a foul in the box before they scored the third goal. I do think a lot of things have gone Argentina's way again. Before the game, I said I don't really believe in all that. I really don't. After the game, I'm sort of coming out of it going, I don't want to believe it. I do not want to believe it, but I think they do get favoured decisions. I do. I've seen it with my own eyes. And even if you think they got everything else right, that yellow card at the end was a disgrace. Like, the referee's running alongside it, and he can see Lautaro Martinez fall over. It's not a good look, is it? And whilst they're running around crying and celebrating, well done. But I don't look at you and go fair play. I look at you and go, it would be nice if we did have fair play. But like, I don't want Argentina to win it anyway. I don't want France to win it. I want somebody else to win it. I will love it if they get I will love it if they get knocked out. I will absolutely fucking love them to get knocked out. Whether it's Colombia, Norway, I'll love it. But they might not get knocked out. They might go and win it. But look, what I will say is, as a positive, what an incredible World Cup it's been. It's been absolutely fantastic. And regardless of your thoughts, you haven't just watched the boring 0-0 game go to extra time, have you? You've just watched an incredible game of football where one team was 2-0 down and they won 3-2. You've just watched an incredible game of football where Egypt nearly pulled off the shock of the World Cup. And Argentina have come back. So, you know, as a spectacle, I think it's another addition to an incredible World Cup. And the Argentinian story carries on, doesn't it? And there'll be people who support them and want them to do well, and there'll be people who want them to get knocked out. And the story continues. And a World Cup with a story is a big story. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I'm live at 8 o'clock on the United Stand, and then we're back here to see who will play Argentina. Will it be Colombia or will it be Switzerland? We will be live at 9 o'clock for that one. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care.